Welcome viewers across the world, all the lovers of freedom and fellow Biafrans. I appreciate every one of you that have always joined us on this very platform wherever you are connecting us from. If you are joining us from Biafra land, my special thanks goes to you. If you are joining from Asia, Europe, America, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, you are joining from Russia, from China, from Israel, whichever part of the world you are joining us from, I appreciate you and I thank you for being part of this very platform. If you have not yet subscribed to this very platform, please kindly subscribe to this very platform. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You'll be among the first to receive the information. Like and share to all platforms. Share to family and friends. Share to any group where you belong. Keep sharing so that we can get this information to everyone that needs to hear us. Remember, every one of us is part of this radical evangelism to make sure that Biafrans get the information and the world knows what is happening in Biafran territory. This is Biafra Exodus Hard Talk TV, a platform where we speak about the restoration of the independent state of Biafra, a platform where we bring you information that are coming from the Prime Minister of Biafra, Republic of Israel, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a platform where we will speak on the war that the Nigerian government have waged against the Biafran people. They have declared it through their defense minister and the chief of army staff. He declared it and called it asymmetric warfare, and it is still ongoing as we speak, even though they pretend it is not happening. The media is not covering it. The international media is not paying attention. But we will not be silent. That is why we are bringing it to the whole world to know what is going on. If you want to see video evidence and picture evidence, you can go to X on our Prime Minister's platform on X. Just type Simon Ekpa, verified account. You are going to see numerous evidence on the war that is going on in Biafran territory, declared by Nigerian government as we speak. Fellow Biafran that are watching, wherever you are watching from, I appreciate you for being part of this very platform, and I bet you today is 9th of July 2024, and we have come once again to update you and tell you what is going on in Biafran territory today. Fellow Biafran, everything that has been said by the Prime Minister of Biafra, Republic of Israel, is in place, and the Biafrans are marching forward into their freedom. As you all know, as voices are raising from all corners, from all angles, calling for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the game is changing. And I want you to always remember that the reason why they are calling for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in such a massive way is because of the pressure coming from the Prime Minister of Biafra, the Republic of Israel, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And every single thing they are doing today is geared at stopping the coming of Biafra. These politicians are scared. They don't know what is coming. They know that they cannot be able to stop our Prime Minister, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and they think that they are going to use Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to distract him. That is why you see the massive call for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in order to slow him down. But our Prime Minister is consistent and focused on the restoration of Biafra, which is the only thing that will guarantee the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The only thing that will guarantee the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the coming of Biafra. And that is why today, if you are genuinely a Biafran and you care about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you must channel all your energy to the restoration of Biafra. Channel all your effort and energy to the restoration of Biafra, and I bet you before you know it, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to join us and have the freedom that he deserved. Do not be distracted by any blackmail or propaganda coming from the politicians. As you have heard, our Prime Minister have given a straight statement and warning that no one has the right to negotiate for Biafra or for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The only organization that has the right to negotiate for Biafra and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, under the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We have stood our ground from day one to say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be free. And I have been saying it, that the only people that can guarantee a genuine freedom for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the Biafran people. It is what we have done that brought us this far. And we must not lose our guard. Not now. This is not the time to look back. This is not the time to listen to the enemies. This is not the time to listen to blackmails. As we speak, now we have had an information allegedly claiming the conditions that are given to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Allegedly, we had an information that is coming from a platform where they mentioned They mentioned one by one the conditions that they said allegedly were the condition which was given to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for his release. And I want you to hear directly from these people. After hearing from them, then we will come back and dialogue and see what we can say about that very condition. Please watch carefully till the end and listen carefully to all the conditions they're going to mention, allegedly, that was given to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let's watch.
You know, the Prime Minister of Biafrans in exile has actually slammed Southeast governors and other leaders in the region who are making plans to negotiate the release of Nnamdi Kanu. He's warning them to stay clear. According to him, you know that some Southeastern governors and lawmakers, other groups from the region, including Peter Obi, have been advocating for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. And they're saying that if he is released, there'll be a form of stabilization when it comes to security in the Southeast. And maybe there'll be a reverberation of the economy within that region. Well, he's actually saying that those who are parading themselves, negotiating for Nnamdi Kanu's release, were basically sabotaging Biafra liberation. So, and that he is the only one, or rather it is the Biafra in exile, Biafra Republic in exile. They're the only ones who have the legitimacy to speak or negotiate or have any conversation whatsoever on the release of Nnamdi Kanu. So what's your take on this?
I am happy that there is an increased number of voices of people, eminent and well-meaning people that have joined in the call for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. I'm happy about it because it seems to be like a renaissance. Whether it is the concept of renewed hope that has caught the bottom of people, I don't know. But some months ago, only very few of us were voices heard asking that Nnamdi Kanu be released. But today, even the senators, the governors, the members of the House of Reps, virtually everybody is falling over himself asking that Nnamdi Kanu be released. That tells you that it is a good call. And anybody who is now opposing such a call is not following the tide, and neither is the person being honest and sincere. It is not the responsibility of anybody. Nobody can claim monopoly of wisdom or knowledge. Neither can anybody claim monopoly of such call. What is important is that there is justice to be given to Nnamdi Kanu's case. And so justice can only end up in his release and his freedom. It's very obvious. It has become very obvious that the government is holding Nnamdi Kanu unlawfully and illegally against the pronouncement and the judgment and orders of competent courts. Many of them, about 9, 4 in Nigeria, 5 outside Nigeria. So anybody who now joins the call for such a release is only doing so, 1, on the side of justice, and 2, for the love of the country. Because it's obvious that the release of Nnamdi Kanu will not only heal the wounds in some quarters, but will also bring in some level of stability and security in our land. And be able to separate those who are real agitators of freedom and justice from those who are hiding under the release of Nnamdi Kanu's agitation to foment trouble and commit crimes. And I say without fear of contradiction that we expect that Mr. President and his team will listen to this call and do the needful, which is the release of Nnamdi Kanu.
All right. Well, you know that Senator Brgie has expressed strong belief that the Attorney General of the Federation would persuade the federal government to release the separatist leader. And Brgie revealed that Kanu, whom he had visited at the Department of State Services, is willing to comply with any conditions set by the authorities for his release. Now, based on a particular newspaper called Newsband newspaper, they actually of the note that one of the conditions that will be presented to Kanu for his release will be for him to go underground and never speak on his franchise radio, which is about the agitation for the Biafran movement, and that he would openly denounce and disband the Eastern Security Network. So also he is to completely dissociate himself from Simon Ekpa, and of course who has been enabling the pursuit of his release, and that the federal government is to launch a decisive operation against Simon Ekpa. That's basically what Naya Barbie is disclosing, because he just met with Nnamdi Kanu within the DSS custody, and that they're speaking with the Attorney General of the Federation on his release. What's your take on this?
I do not think there is need to comment on speculations.
Okay.
The government has not presented the conditions to Nnamdi Kanu. And it will not be fair to begin to insinuate what the government should present and what the government should not present.
No, it's not an insinuation. It's what Abaribe is saying. He said, yes, Nnamdi Kanu will be released, but I can't tell the actual time. His release will come with a lot of stringent conditions. He will not speak on Radio Biafra again. ASN will be disbanded. Kanu will also dissociate himself from Simon Ekpa. These are some of the conditions that will be presented to him. This was a source that revealed to this Newsband newspaper based on the visit of Abaribe to the DSS custody meeting with Nnamdi Kanu. I remember last week, I had a conversation with you where I said that it is possible that this will be one of the conditions that they will put on ground in the negotiation for his.
Now you have heard for yourself what the lady is saying on this very program. You have heard all that have been stated as the conditions for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If that is true, do you think that that is the right thing to do? If that is true, do you think that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will abide by all those rules? Fellow Biafrans, I have always said it that whenever you see these politicians gathering together to concoct anything, whenever you see them speaking in one voice, there is danger. You must be very, very careful. Just like they did in 2015. I have always said it. Go and watch the program Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made on the conditions of his release in 2015 and why they brought a senator to stand for him. The same angle is what they are taking today. They are still taking the same measure to see that they tie Mazi Nnamdi Kanu down and stop him from speaking. But I bet you they have failed. They have failed and will continue to fail. Now you understand why the Prime Minister of Biafra, Republic of Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Biafra, have said no one has the right to negotiate for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or for Biafra. Whenever you see these vultures gathering, they are up to something. Do not ever trust them. I have said it several times. Fellow Biafrans, we must prepare for what is coming. It does not matter what they say. We are going home, and Biafra is the only destination. Biafra government, peace, unity, progress, and equity. We move. Airborne.
And Abaribe revealed that Kanu, whom he had visited at the Department of State Services, is willing to comply with any conditions set by the authorities for his release. Now, based on a particular newspaper called Newsband newspaper, they actually of the note that one of the conditions that will be presented to Kanu for his release will be for him to go underground and never speak on his franchise radio, which is about the agitation for the Biafran movement, and that he would openly denounce and disband the Eastern Security Network. So also he is to completely dissociate himself from Simon Ekpa, and of course who has been enabling the pursuit of his release, and that the federal government is to launch a decisive operation against Simon Ekpa. That's basically what Naya Barbie is disclosing, because he just met with Nnamdi Kanu within the DSS custody, and that they're speaking with the Attorney General of the Federation on his release. What's your take on this?
I do not think there is need to comment.